Viewers, good morning. This morning I want to address the issue of Uhuru Kenyatta's legacy. The legacy of His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta of Kenya keeps on moving, keeps on going forward and forward. Since the handshake in 2018 that brought about the peace, the tranquility, the unity of purpose, President Uhuru's star has been rising. All over Africa, people are thinking of using the model that Kenya used to stop any form of violence, chaos on the streets after elections. As you know, all of you are aware that elections in Africa produce two things: after or before or after the voting. Disputed elections, winner takes it all, loser doesn't accept the results. But the Kenyan model takes us miles and miles away from the normal type of democracy. The democracy, a negotiated format, a consensus format. A democracy that gives consensus a chance. A democracy that talks about the future of a country, the unity of a country, as opposed to a fragmented country, polarized country, where most African countries find themselves in. We have seen in the last 10 years or so, most of the elections in Africa have been contested by the opposition. Very few people in Africa, countries in Africa, where opposition has conceded defeat and come up to congratulate the winner. We have seen the South African model has worked very well. The Ghanaian model has worked so well. I don't see any other country in Africa where the models have worked well. I thought it would be Sierra Leone, but today we see Sierra Leone going back to the same ethnic tensions, as you can see from the reports that are circulating in the international media and the local media. So elections in Africa are contentious issues. They create a contentious position, create a departing point for the people of Africa, of that particular nation. The legacy of Uhuru Kenyatta, therefore, will be remembered for having brought the tranquility that we have today, the peace, the new format, the new tool of having a better organized civil Africa, an Africa without violence, an Africa without chaos after elections, when the opposition accepts to work for the interests of a nation, not personal interests. This has worked in Kenya, and thank you very much, Your Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta, for the tenacity and the steadfastness that you have guided this handshake up to today. For those who want to mutilate the handshake, belittle the handshake, one lesson they should learn is to look at Libya. Libya was once a territory we all respected. It is no more. Let's keep the handshake and the legacy of President Uhuru Kenyatta. Thank you.
Constitution.
Professor, thank you very much. We have a caller, but a caller from London who wants to contribute. Yes, go ahead.
Hello, Doctor.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Dr. Matanga. I'm just listening to the conversation this morning, and indeed it's a very good morning here in London, 8:50. And I'm interested in the issue of blueprint in Kenya. So let me give you a quick call.
Okay.
I was in Kenya when they launched the blueprint in Kenya, but I thought that the advertisement didn't go very well. They did not really do good adverts. I happened to be in a hotel, and in fact, I was just having a good evening when a stranger, actually, we just got talking, and he said, "Have you heard about the blueprints?" And I thought, "What blueprints?" And that's how I got to know about there was a blueprint happening in Nairobi, I think the next day or something like that. And so it made me wonder, blueprint needs to be advertised very well so that the Kenyan people understood what it meant for a 24-hour economy. And also, involving the diaspora is absolutely critical today. I was then, I just thought then, let me just find out the economy of Kenya, because I had that. I happened to have been in Nakuru at the time, so I was not able to get to Nairobi because you needed a pass, something like that, and you needed to know and all these kinds of provisions that sometimes create barriers or unnecessary barriers, which means that people are not able to participate fully. So I followed the hashtag online just to see what that was all about. Interesting. Yeah, so I just thought, let me quickly call you. And then I happened to have just gone around and just asked people, what would it mean for you if you had a blue economy in Kenya? And just seeing whether the services really understood. So for instance, I went around Nairobi just asking the same questions to people, services, shops, and, you know, just that kind of interest, just to understand whether people really understood. And I think it starts with the infrastructure, you know, personally. I also think that you need good managers, good project managers to really, really understand this issue of blueprint. Here in the UK, we have good security. So my first big question would be, in a 24-hour economy, do people feel that they have good security systems in Kenya? Do people feel that they can walk out in the night and feel that you can, I mean, here in UK as a woman, I'm able to walk in London without, I'm talking about London, there's great lighting, great security, and you're confident as a woman not to feel much afraid. Would I do the same thing in Kenya? Would I walk in the middle of the night after 9 by my own without calling someone to pick me up? Here in UK, I'm able to do that without fear and literally walk down the streets of London. And I think that when we think about good a blueprint economy, are people able to adapt? Are the employers empowered enough to understand that they are stuck to be able to work without fear, or are people interested with 24 hours economy in Kenya? It would be nice to see those great changes. It would be nice to think that I've seen recently supermarkets closing in Kenya. Is that a good thing? Are they getting help?
Yes.
So I'm thinking about these issues. I also love the fact that you're bringing out the issues of the cartels in the government, or what people would say there is cartels in the government. And the issue is, are Kenyans able to reach their president? I always ask this question. Is it possible for the president to have an office where Kenyans can meet without feeling that there is you can have surgeries. Here we are able to meet MPs, for example. If you want to meet your MP here in UK, you're able to book what they call a surgery, and you're able to see your MP without any cartels, basically.
Okay. And Jacqueline,
Juliet. It's Juliet.
Yes,
it's Juliet.
Juliet, sorry, not Jacqueline. Juliet,
yes.
Madame Juliet, these are exactly that's the things that we are talking about right now. The president has put up a blueprint agenda of the big four,
okay,
which include food security, which include housing, universal health care, and industries, manufacturing. On top of that, security, which you have just talked about. That's why I wanted you, I've sent you the number where you can come on Zoom direct, so that the people...
Let me do that right.
Yes, so that we can now engage you directly on Zoom yourself. Then you are Kenyan, you are in London. Thank you for waking up so early. But here we are now.
Yeah.
We want to explain to you which are this blue economy, for example. The blue economy in the Indian Ocean is working very well. People are earning jobs out of the blue economy. If it was not Corona, the housing market here is very, very, very good. People are buying houses. People are building houses. Every part of corner of the Kenya, you find bricks being put down. The question is, how many of these can be afforded by the state to give to the local wananchi? The question is, in London, for example, there is security. How do you walk in Brixton? For example, you can't go to Brixton and walk at 12. You can walk at 12, but you must be prepared that your phone is in the bag, well kept somewhere. There are some of those smaller things that do happen in other countries, but as far as security in Kenya is concerned, there is security for human beings, there is democracy, there is rule of law on the streets, on publication. People publish stories of very bad nature. Social media is doing very bad stories. Those stories, all of them, are creating a very big diversion from the president's agenda. That is what we are talking today, to re-emphasize the president's agenda, the blueprint. So join us on the Zoom, Juliet.
Let me do that right, Dr. Masana.
Thank you very much, Madam, for watching. Keep on watching us from London. Thank you, Miriam. The blueprint, let me open it this way. The president's blueprint originally is finally to bring the rule of united Kenya. We can talk about A, B, C, D, but we must have a united Kenya. That is the final destiny of what the president wants. A united, one, prosperous Kenya to leave a legacy. So his blueprint is to leave a legacy. But have people allowed the president to leave a legacy? Those are the questions that I wanted us to interrogate. How far can we support the president? Let's have Karanja and others to come in and talk to us over those. What are the top issues that you need now? When you have one of the members of the cabinet one of the members in the cabinet sitting, looking that way, while you are looking that way. You saw at the Bomas, the body language was not talking together. It is like a woman. Yes, there you are. Juliet is from London. Good morning, Juliet.
Oh, good morning, Dr. Matsanga. Thank you so much for having me on your show here today.
Okay, thank you very much. You hold. I was explaining the blueprint.
Okay.
The big four agenda, the food security.
Yeah.
The housing.
Yeah.
More housing.
Yeah.
More infrastructure and housing. More manufacturing. And the other one is universal health care, like the one you have in London of National Health Service. NHS. I believe you have your card there in your wallet. I have my wallet. My card is this side. I don't have the wallet here. I will show you the card. That card gives you access anywhere. Nobody asks you for money. As long as you have that card, you will enter a hospital and then they will see whether you are working. Then you pay on top of what is extra for people who are working. But for every British national who has that card will have access to a hospital, to medical. Even if those who are criminals, they also have access to the same. There is no, segregation from a criminal. As long as you are in Britain, you have access to medical care.
Should we also say good medical care as well? Good access.
Medical care. Even if you are mad, they change you. The madness has to go away. So these are some of the things that we want. We were talking about the blueprint. So the president put up a blueprint, but the president did not have support. He has not got a good support. Many Kenyans are still waiting in Nanyuki. Yes. They are waiting in Nanyuki. They are waiting in Malindi. They are waiting in Nairobi. They are waiting in Western Kenya, in Kakamega. Everybody is waiting for the results, the legacy. There are things that the president has done which have been swallowed by these cartels. Cartel business has swallowed all this. That is why we wanted to talk about it this morning. And now that you wanted to join us, I want to introduce you to the panel. That's Professor Onyari. That is Karen Josephs from Malindi. That is Karanja, Juan Karanja from Nanyuki. That one, Miriam has interviewed you before from the headquarters of Punchline, and the professor is on top of you, depending on how you are placed your phone. So here we are. We are determined to use the few minutes left. We have about 30 minutes, 32 minutes to bring out the areas. Which type of areas does the president need to stick on in the remaining 23 months? That is the point we wanted to emphasize. He has been damaged by cartels, in fighting by politicians within his own cabinet, namely the deputy president himself. He has dismembered the president's legacy. He's responsible for dismembering this legacy. And the truth be told, because how long shall we go on hiding when we cannot even achieve one single item of the agenda that Kenyans want? At the end of the day, Kenyans are going to ask, what happened? So Miriam, go through us. We give you time. Juliet, listen to some of the things that we wanted for food security. We have tried our level best. President opened up the food security to increase food to have enough reserves. The deputy president and his henchmen went and brought maize from across the border.
He has done very, very well because what he has done, we have seen farmers being cautioned, being given seeds, being given fertilizers, and even Kenyans being assured of getting their title deeds to own their land. And the county government, you know, agriculture is a devolved function and given to counties to implement that agenda. And for us to implement that agenda, Dr. Masanga, you know, and stability in the country. And that's why he shook hands with the Prime Minister, the climate, and it's very conducive. It's very conducive for farmers to do their farming. So in terms of that, he has given the necessary inputs to the farmers, and even the sugar sector. You see what he's trying to do. He has done extremely very well when it comes to food security, and is committed towards that, Dr. Masanga.
Thank you very much. Karen in Malindi. Karen, you have spoken today. What was the weather in Malindi, by the way, we focus? As you speak about this, also tell the people, so Juliet can also tell the tourists to start coming. Planes are coming in plenty. Don't die of the cold. I can see you with a lot of sweaters up there. Yes.
Okay, before I talk of the weather, Daktari, which one do I talk about? Affordable healthcare or manufacturing, or, you know?
Pick one of them. The one you love most.
Okay, I'll talk of affordable healthcare.
Yes.
But before that, I'll take you through the weather, and it's now 10:32 here, and it's mostly sunny, and the temperature right now as I speak here is at 27 degrees Celsius. At around 11, it will still be mostly sunny, and the temperatures will be at 28 degrees Celsius. So it will remain 28 degrees Celsius from 11 till noon, and at around 1 p.m., it will be mostly sunny, and it will be 29 degrees Celsius. It will remain 29 degrees Celsius till 2 p.m., and then it will remain 28 degrees Celsius and mostly sunny from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. And then at around 5 p.m., we'll have it at 27 degrees Celsius, and we'll have the sun setting here at Malindi at exactly 6:17, and the temperature will be 26 degrees Celsius. Now, I'll take you through the affordable healthcare. And we have a program here of free maternity. They call Linda Mama, where you register, and it works in public and these missionaries hospitals. And what happens there, you just it's paid for. You have your baby and the whole process is paid for. So we say you dial *263# and you register yourself. It's something you can do when you're at home. That is what we have done. And apart from that, we have the National Hospital Insurance Fund, which besides digitization has also extended services through 37,000 bank.
All right, we seem to be having a problem there with the signal of Karen.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I just talked of two on affordable healthcare, what we've been able to achieve so far, courtesy of President Uhuru Kenyatta.
So in your own analysis, the maternity health approach, the free maternity for ladies has increased production in terms of we are producing more children. You remember at some time in Kenya, people said Kenya needed more people. People were not producing more children. So the president gave universal free maternity for people, so that when a mother goes to hospital, the husband should not get worried. You just get worried about the nappies and other things, bumpers, they call them bumpers. We grew up knowing them called nappies. So the English changed it to bumpers. And some of them are automatic. You just For me, I knew the pampers with towels. Yes, all my children grew up in towel bumpers. They are big girls and big boys. So look at the situation of maternity. What difficulties does the ordinary Kenyans have with the health care service? And I will come back to the man in Nanyuki. She has explained the health care service. In Malindi, Karanja, what do you think goes on? What is the most important? You are from a farming area. Nanyuki is the food basket of the people of Kenya. Everybody wants to pick food from Nanyuki. What do you get out of this agenda for? Karanja?
Let me thank you very much. Let me thank all the panelists for the.
We can't hear you.
Doctor, let me help Karanja.
Yes.
Eh? Yes. Karanja? We can't hear Karanja. Karanja, you have, yes.
Thank you very much, Dr. and the rest of the panelists for the amazing contributions.
I think we can't hear you. Karanja, you can't hear you. Come through the phone. Karanja, come through the phone. Come through the phone. This one, we can't hear you.
Yes.
Miriam, back. Then we bring in our guest from London, who must have listened. That is, Karen has explained very extensively. Professor has explained very extensively. Unfortunately, we can't hear Karanja properly. I don't know, his network is not coming. Is there any other item on the agenda that you yourself feel as a Kenyan that the president has done so well?
I think the issue that you've brought up there, of course, on the affordable healthcare, we saw the now mothers are able to go to the hospitals and deliver and just leave the hospital, without paying anything, and that has gone a long way in assisting and reducing the maternal, death rate that was being experienced in this country, as we saw a lot of mothers could not afford and go deliver in the hospitals and pay for that charge there. But also now the challenge that comes with that is perhaps the government now. I think with COVID-19 we've realized that we have a shortage when it comes to our health facilities. So I think that is something that the government I think must work on to ensure that the universal healthcare becomes successful. Yeah, it is not enough to just have it there, free and affordable, but also the accessibility factor now is something that the government should work on. But I think so far a lot of mothers would appreciate that service by the government there, but also the Huduma centers. For me, I have greatly benefited. I remember when I lost my first ID card, it took me around 3 months to get it, and then another one in 2017. My handbag there was I was pickpocketed in the streets in Nairobi. There I lost my ID, and it took me 2 weeks to get it. So I think Huduma number has really gone a long way in easing some of these things, the bureaucracy and the time wastage of time in a lot of government offices. So that is something that I've personally benefited. Right now, if you want to replace your NHIF card, you just go to the Huduma Center. You want to register, your business or anything. You just your account, and you're able to go there to the Huduma Center. So I think that is just one of the things that if we don't remember President Uhuru Kenyatta for anything else, but I think the Huduma Centers have Kenyans really are appreciating the services they're receiving from these centers. That personally I've benefited from that, so I can testify to the efficiency and the easing up of services that Kenyans are able to experience at the centers.
Thank you very much. Huduma Center down here.
Can you reduce your what is his name? Can you reduce the volume?
Karanja.
Yes.
I think it is Juliet.
Is it?
No, it's not me.
It's Karanja.
Okay.
Yeah.
Karanja, can you talk through the phone?
I think he needs to remove his earplugs. I think that's what's causing the problem.
Yes.
So he needs to unplug his earplugs.
We have sorted that out. So just continue.
Yeah,
Doctor.
that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then speak, remove it from the phone. Then you can speak, put the phone on loud, free, hand free, and speak. Okay, fine. Juliet, we don't have much time. He will have to come in later.
Okay.
Juliet, these are the blueprint. That is the blueprint which includes, you have seen the benefits, you have seen the maternity free, you have seen roads, infrastructure. So many people in Kenya are not talking about the president's ability to be able to finalize some of these roads. Everywhere in Kenya, most of the parts are having new roads. There are roads, there is tarmac, there is grading of the roads, there are activities. It needs a direction. The president gave out a blueprint of the big four. The president gave us food security. We shall come to the level of cartels. What has been the bottleneck? What are the bottlenecks of these obstacles that have created a very dangerous situation for the government not to succeed? That you are in London, you only heard about the big four in a hotel.
Yeah.
So how many Kenyans are aware who is supposed to spread this message? We have embassies. Are the ambassadors in London spreading the president's message? I think, Professor, that is why ambassadors are supposed to teach and call other people, foreign investors. But COVID, every ambassador now will tell you, COVID-19, I could not do nothing. When COVID came, COVID has become the excuse of every human being on planet Earth. Even those who did not want to pay your debt, they said it was COVID. They had no intention of paying debts, but they are saying, COVID, you can't. And that's why some governments in the world, like in London, some councils have said rent, we shall only take what you can have. Because the people have nowhere to go. Jobs were not there. So there is a situation where we need to help between now and the 23 months to come. Can the president achieve one or two of those, Yeah, thank you very much. Karanja, you are here now. One or two of those objectives in the blueprint. That's what we are talking. Juliet, in summary, do you understand what we have been talking about? Do you pick something from it?
Yeah, thank you very much. And I want to thank all the panelists for their amazing contribution and for what they have contributed in this particular site. Now, let me say this, in the food security sector, the government of President Uhuru Kenyatta have contracted gaps, especially in the entire Mount Kenya region. We have the Karimeno Dam in Kiambu. We have the Biba Dam that is big and almost finished in almost complete in Kirinyaga County. The president's government is also giving farmers incentives so that they can continue producing enough products for the market needs and for the food in this country. We understand they are even giving fertilizer so that they can continue with their farming activities. That is a very, very good thing that the government of President Uhuru Kenyatta is doing, especially here in the mountain region where a big number of the people are farmers, and they are feeling it's a very good thing from the government. In the matter of healthcare facilities, the government of President Uhuru Kenyatta have modernized the equipping of our hospitals around this place. I remember there was a time around last year when the president visited the the level 5 hospital in Nanyuki, and the hospital was equipped with good facilities, the X-rays machine and so on. And people are getting treated here a bit well. They are getting services well, bearing in mind they have these the national healthy the national health card and the piloting project of the universal health care facilities that was rolled out by President Uhuru Kenyatta. And you know, in this region, Nyeri County was one of the piloting counties that tested the project, and it's really changing lives because you don't need to go a long way searching for the hospital bills because the government caters for that, and you get the medicines and all these things at affordable pricing. Therefore, the government has done a lot in that sector. We also witnessed the opening of the KU hospital last week, which is a very big facility in the Eastern Africa region that is having patients referred to from this entire region. The government in that sector, President Uhuru Kenyatta has done it perfectly well. In terms of infrastructure, which is one of the big four agendas, I'm a witness that in this entire region, let me be precise, in every constituency we have a national project that is on way. We have roads that are constructed. Like in this region, we have the Narumoru-Gobit road that is almost 90% complete. We have others that move from a place called Muiga all the way to Nyeri. These roads are the result of the government agenda and making sure that what they promised in their campaign, they are delivering to Kenyans. We also have the rehabilitation of the meter gauge railway that is on the way. Like here in Nanyuki, the meter gauge railway now from Nanyuki to Nairobi is complete. The government, the president is of the government and the President Uhuru Kenyatta opened it, and the issue of transportation of farm products is easy. Now the farmers are able to make a good profit. They're able to raise their profit margin, which is a very good thing, and that is what the government should aim to empower their people, and that's exactly what the government of Uhuru Kenyatta is doing when it's constructing these roads and railways. Therefore, it's a good thing, and I think we as the people of this country, we should continue supporting the president so that he can continue completing the project that he has started and continue doing these great things to change our life rhythm as the people of Kenya. And for those who are opposing, for those who are there to drive him back, especially the side of the deputy president, they should come out here and see what the government is doing, so that when they are going there with their tokenism agenda, they should know that the government of President Uhuru Kenyatta is determined to change livelihoods of its people. You know, Daktari and the rest of the panelists, it is out of logic when you are the deputy president and you are opposing the government agenda. You know, we saw another time when he was Kisiwe, Professor Jared Nyari giving some border there. And we are left wondering, you fought the construction of roads. You don't want roads to be constructed in those areas, but you're giving borders. Where will these border riders use? What roads will they use to ride all these borders? What will they, when you come here in this region, giving those tokens of appreciation to your potential voters, then you're talking of empowering Mama Boga with 300. What about the Mama Boga, the farmer who is in the field farming? Because the money that was meant for construction of dams, you are opposing them to come to the farmers. You can't empower the Mama Boga, the one who sells the cabbage, and you leave behind the Mama Boga who is farming the cabbage. The farming of the cabbage should be empowered so that he can create his produce, so that the Mama Boga who sells at the market will get something to sell. That's what the government should do, and that's exactly what the Jubilee I think nowadays is well heightened. We saw when we had the curfew regulation, and we saw the number of police that we have in this country. Although we have some challenges with some of them who are brutal and use excessive force, but the security is being the number of police posts are being increased in every constituency, and that's what the government of the day is determined to achieve. We saw the blue economy in the ports of Mombasa and the Kisumu port. What the government is doing, the people there are getting the economy is being rehabilitated. The economy is booming because of these projects of President Uhuru Kenyatta. It's high time as people we start being loud enough so that people who think that they are drilling the president agenda, we see that president agenda is being achieved on matter schooling, especially right now when we have the coronavirus and the government, the Ministry of Education is on in between whether to reopen the schools or whatever to do. The government of President Uhuru Kenyatta is constructing the classrooms and ensuring that these people have a conducive learning environment. We have the secondary free day school in this country, all over this country, that has been rolled out by the President Uhuru Kenyatta government. We have the payment of the national examination was done away when the Jubilee government took power. Therefore, there are lots have been done, and the equipping of the technical training institutions where young people are getting equipped with skills, enable them to go out there, that enable them to be market centers, skills that will give them money and will make them to become self-employed. The government should be supported, and they're doing a lot, and there are a lot that is happening. And I think it's high time that people should get to the ground. They should not sit down there waiting for the news. They should come out here and see themselves what the government has done. And I think for a person who has not been in this country for at least 5 years or so, if they come back today, they might think they are somewhere in Europe, because when you see the Nairobi, the metropolitan service and the general body, how the counties look smart. That is what those are the things that should be supported to ensure this country moves on well, and to ensure that the next president that will come will have something, will have a reference to look to on what it means to work for the people of this country. Thank you very much, Dr. and the rest of the panelists.
Okay. Thank you very much, Karanja. You seem to have summarized most of them for us.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you very much. Hold on the line. I think you're better on the line. You'll be using the line instead of the Zoom.
Okay, thank you.
You be prepared for that instead of the Zoom. It gives you a lot of conditions of funny things until we get the real modem for you to be placed in a proper place where you can, the modem does not, fluctuate. Thank you. Juliet.
Thank you.
We have 60 minutes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Matsanga.
With you. Yes.
Thank you so much again to your program, Punch Africa. I am absolutely delighted to be with you this morning. I want to touch on the issues of saying that the last 23 months, as you asked, is I think on the issue of empowering women and making sure that women are able to, be more fruitful and be able to be more engaged in the issue of decision-making processes. I believe that that would be something that the president could support women while he's still in government. And we need to be looking at gender issues and especially the issues of what we see, the rise of gender-based violence in certain places. I believe that if the president would ensure that women were getting the resources that they needed, would be absolutely critical to embracing his legacy in terms of allowing women to, they say, and I know you would take this, Dr. Matsanga, in terms of where there is women, there is fruitfulness, and I know that is something that you champion. In terms of the youth, I think that we need to be looking at employment rates, the rise of unemployment rates in Kenya, the fear of COVID-19, which has shaped up in various countries. And I believe that we need to be looking at these issues very carefully and empowering employers to make sure that employers were able to create more jobs. We are talking about healthcare, universal care. I think that we have seen loads of money which was given for COVID-19. I would love to see if any investigation is going on and if there is any such of money being not in the right pocket, that money being recovered, because you have to understand that some of that money has come from abroad as well, and that is really painful when we see that or when we see stories that have got impacting our countries. We want to see good hospitals and great hospitals in our country, because when we have good hospitals in our country, it means that all of us are able to get good health, and that is just for us. So let's not steal from our own hospital money, and let us not try and put that money into corrupt, what I would say, bad governance. And I hope that if there is any bad governance, that should bring the justification of removing those people from their post. And let's see some action being taken, and serious action, because there is no way we can have leadership that takes away from good health. I believe that we saw the issue, nobody could travel anywhere. And so good healthcare hospitals in our own countries is absolutely critical to great health for our own people in Kenya. In terms of infrastructure, I want to praise the president actually in terms of especially seeing electricity, where he has put a lot of help, and I hope that we can see the infrastructure, especially the development of electrification in across the whole country. And one day, we will never see the blackouts that we see. And well done to Kenya, because recently when I saw Koril doing the emergency response all over Kenya, so well done to that. One of the best engineers, Koril, and I watched him when he was taken up by the helicopter. And I thought, wow, that is talent in itself. And well done to all the exciting people who have got great skills. I want to appreciate the government in its main 4 agenda. And I hope that Kenyans themselves can focus, because I think that sometimes what happens is people are thinking about the elections, the next election. But I want to ask that Kenyans take the challenge here actually in terms of focusing in their own country. It is Kenya we are talking about. There is always time for everything, I'm going to wear my hat here. Earlier on, I was wearing my hat as a community transformer or change maker. But let me change my platform here a little bit into politics. I'm going to say that I ran as a councillor here in United Kingdom, and I was running against the party leader, Catherine West, actually, in the Islington, and the politics.
Hyber and Islington.
Islington, absolutely. Thank you. Yes, and I want to change the kind of politics that's here, that there is time for everything. When it's time to vote, when it's time to vote, it's important that is when we do things. But at the moment, let us allow for us to enjoy a government that we chose. let us allow for us to, and I think that is where I take a lot of interest in terms of how Kenyans, I know you all have your favorite governors, favorite political parties, favorite leaders, as you can say. I think that it is wise to be responsible citizens and patriotic citizens, that when it comes to voting, that is when you need to go out there and vote. At the moment, you elected a Jubilee government. And the question is, that Jubilee government, if you don't want it, there is time and space for it to vote it out. So if you don't want that alliance, so I'm taking that area of development, I would say. And so for me, I'm a Lib Dem party member at the moment. And as many of you, I want to tell you the good news now. I'm also the founding member of the African and Caribbean Lib Dem member here now. So the reason I suggested that is when I see bad politics, not just in Kenya, but across Africa, I wonder, are you doing yourself justification? Are you doing yourself real progress? And I think that voicing out your concern is absolutely critical, but let us learn to do the voicing out in the right channel. And that is why I'm saying the surgeries would be absolutely critical to solving some of these issues. It is important. I want to praise the former MP of Katanga, the former MP Kenneth. Yes, because Gatondo, when I was looking for an MP who had open surgery, he was one of the MPs that you could easily call. And because of that is, I want to challenge the other MPs that they should be accessible to wananchi. They should be accessible straight in. I know it's hard work. And he did a good job. He always tried to get back to people. Was he my MP? The answer is no. The difference is he was able to nurture, or he was able to respond to as many wananchi and guide you to the right departments. And I think we should take that as a great example. I want to also appreciate Shikuku, the former MP Shikuku. He was the same as well, Dr. Matsanga. So I think that I will leave it there. I want to embrace wananchi for the call of peace, good security peace issue. Next week, we have 21st of September is International Peace Week. And let us remember that when we have peace in our own country, we have a great country. Thank you so much for inviting me to your show this morning.
Okay, thank you very much. Juliet Makapira, a Kenyan, a politician.
Yeah.
In the United Kingdom, she has contested to the almost the highest level, a councillor in Hyber and Islington.
Yeah. The
area where I and Dr. Tedros had offices under Zenawi. You remember those days in 1989, 87, 89. So I am a member, hardcore Labour Party member. I don't agree with her at all. We are on parallels, very serious parallels. And we quarrel, but we don't undermine government efforts. When it comes to government efforts, what is killing Kenya at the moment, and these are the points I hope Miriam has been noting them down. We want to close the Makapira. Juliet brought out serious points. One of the points is, do MPs here have open surgery? It's a very serious point, that one. Because once you elect your MP here, that's the end of it. I don't know whether Karen knows the MP. Do you know your MP?
MP, yes, I think so.
What? There's one word when you are marking student work and I said, I think so. She's not sure. Can you speak your MP's name by without looking back? Do you know the MP's name? That is what Juliet was saying. If you don't have an open surgery to your constituents, it is like you are in Congo DRC where Pygmies don't vote. They think Mobutu is still in power. Did you know that some people in Congo think that the president of Democratic Republic of Congo is Mobutu? Whoever has a cock behind their, whoever, I don't know.
I haven't had that one for a long time, and I love it.
From Karanja or from, you know, Karen is reporting from the coast. No, it is Karanja actually. And when I said Karanja, then switched off the phone. It was on the phone. So basically, the points that we have got out of this, we shall continue to debate this for another day tomorrow. We look at other aspects of the blueprint, the blue economy, the infrastructure. Is SGR doing a good job? Yes. It might not be now when you see the results. But I'm telling you, people who used to die on the roads between Kampala and between Nairobi and Mombasa, the numbers have reduced. Accidents have reduced. Why? The traffic is on the rail. So when you see a lady like Lubidiri, Victoria, coming up to say the SGR has not worked, she's useless, inept, worth not the salt to mention. No wonder she can go and work for BBC, which I cannot work for. Makapira knows my pride. Juliet, you know my pride. I can't work for BBC. It is only the younger people now in Africa who might want to go and work for BBC. It's like you know, BBC is an extension of colonialism. You are told to actually smear your own father with that. And then you can get promotion very quickly. Juliet and I, we have crashed on law. It is better in London to be arrested by a white policeman than a Jamaican. A Jamaican policeman will not leave you. Miriam, she will, even if you say, brother, we look the same, look at your face and my face. He said, the more I will take you to get promotion. But the white policeman in London, if you explain to him and say, sorry, sir, I passed the traffic light. I was rushing to go and work, but I will not do it again, sir. Do you know there are decent policemen who will even tell you it's okay. Once your car has got insurance and the MOT and everything, you have a driving license, you go. But if a Jamaican policeman stops you, or any black man, there are Nigerians now who have entered the police and the Ugandans, several of them, and I haven't seen the Kenyans yet, but Ugandans are in the police. They behave as if they are white.
They are more white.
Yeah, they are more white. They want to take you down the Central Croydon police station, lock you up, to show to the bosses that they have brought a nigger here. He's also a nigger. But he has brought another nigger from Uganda who cannot speak good English. We have suffered this, where we have come for 36 years. I've been in the United Kingdom. Juliet found me there, I think. Yes. Or we found, I think we came at the same time. I've lived in those conditions. So this is exactly why SGR here is very important. And the point came because someone wants to get a job in BBC. He downgrades the country called Kenya. Calls the government all the names. Then he's given an award. Yet I refused to be given an award. The only award I got was by Her Majesty when they came to give us our degrees in London Guildhall University with the University of Canterbury. And that is when they called the name, people thought they were going to see a white man come as with first class honors degree. They saw me, even the man who was announcing my name could not pronounce it properly. When I walked, that's it. But I cannot undermine my country for the sake of being awarded a job. I refuse. So, Miriam, in conclusion, as we go to the other topic, I want to thank other participants. I want to thank Professor. I want to thank Juliet. I want to thank Karen. I want to thank, I can see Daniel Wesonga's coming. I want to thank Juliet. If you want to stay on for the next interesting topic, because you're a student of international relations, you are welcome. I want to thank Karanja in Nanyuki. We have disturbances with the internet. This morning, our numbers are fluctuating because of, I don't know what is happening, the rearrangement of internet. And I want to thank Miriam for having hosted this program together with me. Miriam, in summary, summarize us.
Just a quick one, Dr. Matsanga, just to let people know that in UK, we don't use the word nigger. And also in America, that word is now not...
yes.
Yes.
I was using it socially here.
I know. Just to let people know that in effort of promoting the inclusion and diversity. 36 years, many years ago. But
Yes.
just to also say thank you so much. You look beautiful. You look colorful. I love your colors this morning. It brings us, you're wearing a beautiful shirt. I love those colors.
And I hope that you have seen the professor's color also.
I have seen the professor, and great to meet everybody.
President Kenyatta, by the way, you miss quite a lot, Mahapira.
Yes.
Your senator from Kakamega was crying tears.
Which one?
Malala.
Oh dear, what happened to that one? You'll tell us later?
Yeah, he stage managed his own robbery.
Wow, that is corruption.
No, he said some people are looking for him. Juliet comes from Kakamega. Am I wrong?
No, I come from, my dad was from Bungoma, Kitale, Bungoma, I would say
Yeah,
Bungoma.
okay. You are together with this man here down here, Wesonga.
Wesonga, okay.
Wesonga is in the corner who has just joined. So
Thank you. I'm glad to meet him. Somebody told me about him the other day. He said I need to get hold of Wesonga. Yes.
Somebody told you the other day?
A few weeks back, yes, they say to me, they have this music program of the Luya.
You are talking about Wesonga, the musician.
So
yeah, maybe they are together. You never know. It's like they are from the same family. But for us, thank you very much, Juliet, for giving us an insight of what you know. At least now you can spread the message of His Excellency the President in London that the blueprint means 4 pillars of the agenda 4.
Yeah.
Food security,
yeah,
infrastructure, housing, affordable housing, affordable manufacturing, and health, universal health care. The 23 months, the president will encourage and finish and leave a legacy. I think I concluded that way. I want to thank Miriam. Thank you very much. Have a cup of tea. Get ready. The next, you don't, Juliet, you can stay on. The next topic is hot. Very, very hot. A proxy war. There is a proxy war in East Africa where Kenya is being isolated. Where Kenya, where a country in Europe has come to divide East Africa. And we have a proxy war looming in the skies. If Corona was not there, it would have erupted. Don't go away. As we speak, northern Mozambique is on fire. Rebels have taken the whole province, and therefore we have to talk about the proxy war. Who is across from Britain, across the water where Europe goes? Who is this person? Which country is this creating a proxy war in East Africa? Don't go away, Makapira, check on it. It's across the English Channel. Yes, where you go underground 20 miles with the train and wake up in Brussels or Paris or Calais.
Mm-hmm.
I will never use that train. What about if you leakage and the water comes in? Where do you go? These are some of the things I cannot do in my life. Wazungu have brought chaos. That train is 20 miles under the sea. What about if there is a problem? Water just leaks in one of them. We are all finished. So for me, no. Thank you, Miriam. God bless. God bless all of you. The legacy trend goes back home. We will be back tomorrow, 9 o'clock. Don't oversleep. I am sorry I slept, but you are on time. God bless you. God bless Africa, and God bless President Uhuru Kenyatta. Don't believe Your Excellency. Thank you.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
The Constitution.
Professor, thank you very much. We have a caller, but you can a caller from London who wants to contribute. Yes, go ahead.
Hello, Doctor.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Dr. Matonga. I'm just listening to the conversation this morning, and indeed it's a very good morning here in London, 8:50. And I'm interested in the issue of blueprint in Kenya. So let me give you a quick call.
Okay.
I was in Kenya when they launched the blueprint in Kenya, but I thought that the advertisement didn't go very well. They did not really do good adverts. I happened to be in a hotel, and in fact, I was just having a good evening. When a stranger actually, we just got talking, and he said, "Have you heard about the blueprints?" And I thought, "What blueprints?" And that's how I got to know about there was a blueprint happening in Nairobi. I think the next day or something like that. And so it made me wonder. Blueprint needs to be advertised very well so that the Kenyan people understood what it meant for a 24-hour economy. And also, involving the diaspora is absolutely critical today. I was then, I just thought then, let me just find out the economy of Kenya, because I had that. I happened to have been in Nakuru at the time. So I was not able to get to Nairobi because you needed a pass, something like that, and you needed to know and all these kinds of provisions that sometimes create barriers or unnecessary barriers, which means that people are not able to participate fully. So I followed the hashtag online just to see what that was all about. Interesting. Yeah, so I just thought, let me quickly call you. And then I happened to have just gone around and just asked people, what would it mean for you if you had a blue economy in Kenya? And just seeing whether the services really understood. So for instance, I went around Nairobi just asking the same questions to people, services, shops, and, just that kind of interest.